Hello everyone, it's been a long time since I last posted a video. It's been almost a month, I think more than one. Um, so today I have something very interesting, something which is quite new. I didn't say new, but it has a lot of uh, interest of a lot of people these days, which is Web3. So what we will be doing today is we'll be learning how we can connect our MetaMask wallet to our front-end application. This is what I have already set up is quite a lot of things today. I've already set up the complete front end, you can say. Uh, Let me quickly resize this. So what I have here is a simple front end. I have a button which I can use to toggle this pop-up menu. It has this div on which if I click, this handle wallet connect function is triggered and it just console logs this wallet type. For example, if I open the DevTools and if I click here, you can say the MetaMask is, I can see this being typed in the console log, which means this is running. So how is this running? I can show you that too. It is going inside the this login box, and then in this wallet card, here is my wallet connection handler, and it is connected with this div, which is obviously this one. And whenever I click it, it will run this with the name dot lowercase, and this name is basically MetaMask. I have already set it up in a different file, but that is not what we are doing today. Maybe in some other video I'll explain what how I made it, but this is not what we are doing today. So what we want to do is whenever we click this MetaMask, we want to connect this website of ours to connect our to our extension of MetaMask, and we will just retrieve some basic information from our account also. So to start with, uh, let's first of all let me do one thing. Let me show you what happens whenever we install this extension. So whenever we install this MetaMask extension, we get something. We get this Ethereum object embedded into our window object whenever we install this. And if I console.log this, there will be something in my DevTools, which is this proxy. If I open it, if I go into target, this is all that is coming from MetaMask, and you can see that this is MetaMask property shows me that this wallet, this proxy is coming from my MetaMask extension. If I don't have this MetaMask extension, there will be nothing here. It will be undefined, and we can pretty much go here and check what everything is here in our MetaMask docs. To move forward, I would like to show you this method, which is ethereum.request. It is kind of a I think JSON RPC method. It receives an object which has two things as an object as argument which have two things in it, which is first is the method name, second is the parameters, but parameters is not necessary. For example, this is one method that you can use it with for, which is each.send transaction. Then you will have some parameters here, like for example this one, but we are not doing anything fancy today. What we are doing is we are just going to connect it to our wallet and get its address, get maybe the balance of the connected account or something. So since we know that this window dot Ethereum object is coming from our MetaMask what how to say MetaMask extension, we can use this to request account connection. How can we do that? So I'll create another function for that. Let's say const request account, and this function will receive will get an Ethereum provider with it. And let me give this the type of any, and this function will return a promise, and in this promise this will be returning an array of string, and quite a long line there. So it is giving us this red line here because we are not returning anything. But uh, we will return in a while. So how can we use that method there? So we know that we do this. We have an Ethereum provider. We call in request and we pass in an object, and this object will have property method, and will give sorry, it will have a method name which is eth underscore request accounts. So it will this is basically returns an array of accounts, but this array will always have one account. Maybe in future, there's somewhere in this documentation. I will have to find it. But this this array, let me show it to you quickly. Const counts is equal to await request account, and we will provide it with the Ethereum object that we just saw coming from our uh, coming from our extension of MetaMask Ethereum. So what we are doing here is we are getting an Ethereum provider that is coming from our that is provided by the MetaMask extension. We are passing it to this function, and this is giving us in return. This is giving us an array of accounts, but this accounts array at the moment only has one account in it. It is mentioned in the docs that in future they are planning to get an array all of the get all of the accounts in one place. For example, all of these connected will come in this accounts array. But for now, the only thing that is returned is the one that is connected at the moment. So now let me refresh, and let me also open this. And if I now click this, you can see that I am receiving an array, and this array has some address here. And if I go to my account, you can see that it is ending to on 2266, which is exactly this one. But I have already tested it. That's why it didn't ask me to connect it first. Let me remove this like this. And if I now do this again, so for the first time, whenever you are trying to connect to whenever a new website is trying to connect to your MetaMask extension, it always asks you that whether or not you want to connect it. So it tells you where it is the request is coming from and what it is trying to do. It tells you which account you are currently on, and if you click next, you will have an option to connect. And if you go to the to your connected sites, you will see that you are now connected to localhost 3001. So now I'm connected and I'll get this. But for example, if I reject this, let me go quickly and remove it again, disconnect. And if I click connect, I click MetaMask, and here if I click cancel, you see that user rejected the request. But since we are not handling any errors here, so that's why our application broke. But we can use this we can use try catch or something to see whether or not user rejected or accepted, right? So this is basically a very simple thing that we can do to request accounts. For now, let's now go ahead and connect. Okay, so now we know that we are connected and we have the address in it, which I can see here. Let me remove this console log. And for now, please ignore this wallet type. This is not for this video. Maybe someday again I have thought of something for later, but please ignore this one right now. So that's what our accounts, this request account, Ethereum provider dot request account function is returning to us. Uh, then let me go ahead and quickly install another extension, another a library, which is called, oh my god, npm install ethers. So there are a bunch of libraries that you can use to interact with your Web3 things. There is Web3, there is Ether, there are a lot more, but Web3 is for some reason giving me a lot of errors, but I will sort it out why. but I'm using ethers for now. Let's import import ethers to our library, our app from ethers, import ethers from ethers. And an interesting thing that you can do with ethers, once you have connected to your MetaMask wallet, you have connected your MetaMask extension to your website, is you can get a lot of things. For example, the first thing that you want to do is you can create Ethereum provider, or let's just call it provider since we have already called ETH provider up there. Provider, and this will be new ethers dot providers dot web3 provider, and you just pass in the uh, Ethereum to this one. I'm sorry. So this will give you a provider which is which you can use for the functionalities in ethers library. So now let me get the address with using the ethers library. How can I do that? There is a function called get signer, but you'll have to provide provider get signer. I think this returns a promise. Let me just check. I think it returns a promise, and after I get a signer, I can get address. Okay, address equal to signer dot get address, and this also returns a promise. Let me like write a wait here, and let's now console log our address here. Let's see what it does. We refresh, connect, and we have our address again. So we are getting two addresses. One is using the JSON RPC method with the inherent Ethereum object that is provided by the MetaMask extension, and then one with the Ethers library. But there is an interesting thing that I noticed with these two addresses. If you notice closely, that the address that we are getting from the extension JSON RPC method is all lowercase, but the address that we are getting from the ethers library is what it is called checksummed uh, address. It has some uppercase, some lowercase alphabets. So you can read about checksum addresses more on the internet, but this is something that I would like to point out, because if you're using you have to use one in your app, right? Otherwise it can give you errors. So I'll be using this address because I think it is safer. So let's now, I will get rid of this because I'll not be using this, but we do need to request accounts for to use ethers. I want to show you something here. If I remove this ethers here, and I also remove the site connection. No, 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 not this one. And if I try to connect now, but it doesn't work because it doesn't have the connection to the website. So we first have to connect to our website, then we can use the ethers library to connect to interact with our wallet. Right now it asks us to connect, we connect, and then we get the address. So now when we get the address, we can set our user, set user with this address. And if we do this, connect low, so we see the address here, and we see the welcome and this and that. If I change my account from here, it asks me if I want to be connected or not. Let's connect to our different account, and if I connect again, so I get a new address. Let's go back to our previous account, which was this one, and connect to it, so we get a different account. So to learn more about the ethers library, you can go to their documentation page, which is here. So what we did was we use this get address method, and we now will be working. We'll use this get balance method to get the balance of this particular account that we have here. So how can we do that? We have the address, we have the signer, and we can call the get balance function on that. Let's see what it returns. Const balance is equal to await signer dot get balance. And let's now console dot log balance. uh, if we click, we get something in our in our console, which is, but it is a big number. It is an object of big number, but we can definitely convert this into a decimal, which is, we can do that by console.log balance.to string. So this will convert our balance to decimal, which is this one. But there is something off about it. If you see that we have 9,999.9976 ETH, but it doesn't show the decimal. It shows that we have this many Ethereums. Uh, but that's wrong. But actually, that's not wrong. The balance it shows is in Y, which is a very small unit of Ethereum. We can convert that this to our Ethereum using a different method, which is also provided by Ethers library. We can use that ethers.utils.format format ether, and we will provide it with our balance of big number. And if we now console log our ETH balance, we will see that we have let me clear this, connect again, and we have our Ethereum balance here. And the last thing that I want to do here is set show model to false. So whenever we have connected, we will have it like this. So, and another thing that we can do to make it better, let's const balance set balance use state number, and to initialize it we can say 0. And when we have ETH balance, we can say const, no, set balance to this ETH balance. What? String is not, okay, this is string to number ETH balance. Property to number does not exist on string. Okay. Can use parse int, then parse int. I hope this one works. Okay, this works. But what we have to do is we also have to show, no, not this one. You have to show the balance. If user is connected, then we say your your balance is balance. And now if I make this bigger, connect wallet, like this, I get the account, I get the address. It has clipped the decimal places, but that's okay because it's not necessary for today. So what we did was we connected to our MetaMask wallet, and then we fetched the addresses, we fetched the balances, and we also see the different. We also saw the differences between the uh, request account and method, and also the get signer method of our ethers library. So let's quickly recap. We go to our connected sites, we disconnect this, and we refresh it. Let's now connect it back, and for some reason it directly connected me because I didn't connected sites. Okay, now I'm not connected, and if I refresh, connect. Okay, so this is one more thing, that it is still connected to my other account, so that's why it is not asking me to reconnect it. Let me see if it is also disconnected from account 4. Yes, it is disconnected. And now if I connect my MetaMask, it will first ask me whether or not I'm trying to connect, and then it will show me my address and also my balance. So this was it for today, and this was basically how we can connect our MetaMask extension to our uh, wallet, to our front end. And the next thing that I want to do is basically show you how we can use how we can connect more than, if we have more than one uh, wallets on our browser. For example, if I also have Coinbase wallet, how can I connect to any of them? For if I want to connect to MetaMask, I can connect to MetaMask. If I want to connect to Coinbase, I can connect to Coinbase. How can we do that? So that will be the topic for the next video. And this is it for today's one. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. Please let me know what you thought about this video and whether or not you want to see more of these in future. Um, as always, thank you for watching. Subscribe, like, comment if you like it. Thank you for sharing it with friends. Goodbye. Until next time.